Well, howdy folks, it's Matthew, your friendly neighborhood technician, and I've got a treat for you on this 2003 BMW X5. So I'm doing a lot of work to this BMW X5. I'm going to be installing a new rack and pinion. That's a heavy job. The engine needs to be suspended in the engine compartment, and the subframe needs to be lowered about 2 to 3 inches, maybe not even that much, maybe like 1 to 2 inches in order to clear the rack and pinion out. I'm also going to be repairing, diagnosing and repairing the self-leveling air ride suspension on it. And I've got a window regulator that I need to replace on it because one of the windows is currently being held up by a piece of cardboard. And I've got a outside door handle that needs to be repaired on it. Now, we're going to start with repairing the outside door handle. And the reason why this is a treat, I mean, you can just look at this and see that it's broken. It doesn't open the door like it's supposed to, but there's a catch to this one. And the catch to this one, and just to give you an idea of the difference of the door handles and the way they look, you can see this is a working door handle. See how that looks. And you go over here and see this is a non-working door handle. You can see how that looks. So the catch to this one is not only is a door handle not working from the outside, but the child lock is on. So even though the door is unlocked, I cannot open it up from the inside. And actually, if you listen, you hear it's making a funny noise in there. So what does that mean? That means that I've got to attempt to remove this door panel off of here with the door shut without damaging the door. And that's going to be no fun. Now, if you were to take this problem to the dealer, they're going to inform you that there's no way to open it up at this point without damaging the door panel. I beg to differ. They're just going to want to sell you a whole new door panel on top of everything else, and it's going to become insanely expensive. Some people will tell you that a highly skilled mechanic that takes his time can get that door panel off. I am a highly skilled mechanic. I will take my time. But since I like to cater to the do-it-yourselfer, I'm going to tell you anybody can do what I'm about to do. It just might take you a little bit longer than it would take me. And on something like this, I'm not in a rush. So my goal is to get this door panel off so that I can get access to the child lock, unlock it, get it open, so then I can go ahead and change out the door handle. And so this video is going to show you how to do that. It's also going to show you how to go ahead and take the door panel off. So let's go ahead and get set up to start working. Alright, so one of the first things you're going to want to do when working on your BMW X5, if you're replacing door handles, is go ahead and disconnect your battery. Now you're going to find your battery in the rear compartment, underneath your spare tire, and also underneath the air pump for your air ride suspension system. The reason why you want to disconnect your battery is, number one, you're going to have the door open for a significant amount of time, so you don't want all the interior lights draining the battery. Number two, if you're doing this to your front door panel and not the rear door panel, you're going to have to remove the airbag unit. And this vehicle has what's called a energy reserve module on it, okay? And so just because the car is off, that doesn't mean that there's not still juice running through the system. And if you're messing with the door panels and with the airbags, the airbag could go ahead and deploy on you. So go ahead and disconnect your battery and let it sit for 5-10 minutes to make sure that all the energy reserve modules go ahead and drain. So now that we've done that, let's go ahead and get inside here to this fun job. And that's getting this door panel off with the door still shut, because again, the child lock is enabled on this side. The outside door handle is busted and I can't open it from the inside. So I'm gonna go ahead and get you set up so you can watch. Alright, so one of the things I've done, since I need to gain access to this door panel and try to get it off without damaging anything, without damaging the door panel, is I've removed my seatbelt side seat cover, as you can see right here. That'll give me more room to get in there. So I've gone ahead and removed that. That's not hard. It's just a couple of clips that clip in there. And so you should be able to, with a little bit of elbow grease, just get right in here and get this removed out of your way. Now this is only if your outside door handle is broken and the child lock is enabled. If not, all you got to do is open the door and remove the door panel. A couple tools you're going to want are going to be a T20 Torx bit and then some type of pry tool. Now, BMW tells you to go and buy a set of non-marring or plastic pry tools. Again, I like to appeal to the do-it-yourselfer who's at home in their own garage. You may not have a plastic pry tool, so I'm going to go ahead and use this aluminum pry tool. It's a body tool, and just take my time pulling off all the panels. If you do that, trust me, you're not going to scratch or break anything. Just take your time and be careful with it. We're not in a rush to get this done. Okay, so some of the things I want to do is get some of the electronics out of the way, like my window switch. So we're just going to go here, and again, take our time. And that's going to pop right out for you, just like that. And then go ahead and unplug it, set that aside somewhere safe. So we got that out of the way now. Now we need to get this panel off here because there's going to be a couple of hidden T20 Torx screws that hold this the door panel on. If you start over here next to the door handle, you're going to end up breaking it. Don't start prying over here. There's a clip in here and that'll break if you start prying over here. Just need to get over here, get underneath it, work your tool in there, and you notice not going to scratch or destroy anything. And then just work your tool on up and go ahead and pull that off. Now you can see right here where that little lip is that I was talking about in that plastic clip, that if you try to pull right here, you're going to end up breaking something. Now the next move that you want to make before you start pulling screws off is your inner door handle has a cable and a plastic connector right here. Alright? If you attempt to pull this door handle without first releasing this cable, you're going to end up breaking it, and again, you're going to cost yourself more money and all that other good stuff. The way you release this is by, I'm going to see if I can do it one-handed. So there you go. Get your little tool in there, pull back on the clip, and it'll push forward. Notice to see that? And it'll push forward. Now it's released. If you can see in there. Camera doesn't want to focus on that. So yeah, just take your little tool, grab the little clip, push it back, and then forward, and you'll get your door handle released right there. So the next step is going to be to get the T20 Torx bolts out, bolts, screws, again, whatever you want to call them. And as you can see, you're going to have one right here. Now most of the times there's a little cover over this that you got to pop off. This one didn't have it, so we'll go ahead and get that one off. Put that somewhere safe. And then you've got your one behind your panel. And the most important one that you're going to have, you're going to get that one off, is going to be inside of here where you pushed your door link, your handle link, where you disconnected that. And that's going to be inside. It's going to be hidden back in there. Make sure you look for it. Make sure you get it off before you start trying to force this door panel off, or you'll end up breaking it, and then again you'll be in trouble. Also, make sure you catch it before it comes all the way out so it doesn't fall down inside the door there. Okay, so we've got all that disconnected. Now, normally you would start at the bottom here and start trying to pull this door handle off. So here comes my catch, is how the heck am I going to get this door panel off with the door shut? I think that's something that I'm just going to have to work slowly at. So I'm going to pause it because I got to get a kiddo ready to jump on the school bus. And when I come back, we'll go ahead and tackle that task. All right, so what I'm using, it looks like a little crowbar pry bar. What this actually is a brake spoon. This is what you use to adjust brake shoes out. I've had to improvise. And so I've been able to take this tool and I've been able to get in to the side here and pop my door out. Like so. I've been able to go underneath and pop it out. And then get inside here and pop it out. All right. Well, this is fun, isn't it? You gotta love working on this car.
This car I see a little glitter on it.
Yep.
That's how it's made. Right, Dad?
Right. This is my kiddo talking. So now comes the fun part. So we've got the door panel loose pretty much everywhere where we need to get it loose at. And normally, if it wasn't shut, we would lift up and out to go ahead and fully remove it. And this is where it's going to get tricky at, is getting the door panel off now without damaging it. I hope I'm not blocking your view too much here.
That part of the door is probably locked. I found a penny.
Come on.
Never do something that can break something else, right, Dad?
All right. So again, we're just taking our time here. Come on. I know you can do it.
Yeah. Hey, Dad, I found a penny on the ground next to the car.
Awesome, kiddo. All right. Don't get your fingers caught in there like I just did. Come on, door panel. I know you want to come off there without breaking. All right, folks, let me tell my kiddo goodbye. I'll be right back. Okay, so there is a hidden bolt back behind here that is keeping me from getting this panel off with the door shut. The catch to this situation, if you have a BMW with the sunshade, all right, is in order to get back to this hidden bolt, you have to take the sunshade off. You can do that with the door open. I've got one here to use as reference. So this sunshade fits on top of there like so, as you can see. All right, and inside of here, if you can see that little lip there, is a clip. So what you're supposed to do is open the door and go in through the top. I have to replace the window regulator on the passenger side door on the back, okay, and you can see where that clip is. So it just clips and snaps into here like so, and you take a screwdriver and you go into here a little screwdriver, get you something and go into here, press down, and then you can pull that out, and that'll give you access to that hidden bolt to pull the door panel off. However, with the door shut, there's no way to get anything down inside of here to push this clip down. And I think this is why BMW will tell you that there's no way to get this door panel off without destroying the door. So I'm going to try to sneak in from the side here. I'm going to try to sneak in from the side right here with the mechanic's pick that's at a 90-degree angle, and see if I can press that clip down to pull this off. Okay, so getting this off with the door shut was not easy at all. I apologize if the light isn't that great. So what I had to do was I had to go in from the side. I had to use both my pry tool and a 90-degree angle pick. So if you have this problem, you may want to at least go pick you up some mechanic's pick. Now then, what I did, and I'll kind of show you on this side over here. So what I did was I went in from the side with my pick and I pressed down to get this out of the way. I'm sorry, I've been saying down. I pressed up to get this clip out of the way, and then I took my other hand while I was pressing up on the clip from this side and I popped that piece off. So this is only if you have the sun visor, the sun protector. And so that's how I was able to get that off. It's a lot easier if the door is open to get this sun visor off. So, but if anything, I've proven that you can at least do it without causing a bunch of damage and having to replace it. So there you go. So now the next thing we're going to do is go ahead and get our T20 Torx bit back out, and we're going to get this hidden screw removed. And now we should be able to open up and access and remove the door panel, so now we can get the door open. Alright, so now we've been able to gain access to our hidden screw without causing a bunch of damage. And again, I had to take my time between pauses. It probably took me a good 20 minutes of just manipulating that, messing with it in order to get it out. Let's see if we can get this door panel off without damaging anything else or hurting anything. Come on. Yay! Now we have very little room to work. Let's go ahead and get all of our electrical connections disconnected and out. That's going to be our lights, our speaker, and then our bottom light down here. There we go. Woohoo! Man. So now we've got our door panel off. Yay! We've been able to do so without causing a bunch of damage. And I've moved my seat out of the way here. Just by simply lifting it up. You can pop this seat up by grabbing it like so, lifting it up and popping it up. I've moved that out of the way. Now let's see if we can get this door open so we can go ahead and change the door handle. Alright, now that we've gained access to the door, I can go ahead and just reach in here now, grab the mechanism myself, and yay! We can now open the door. So now I can show you how you go ahead and change the outside door handle. Alrighty folks, so now that we've got the child lock taken care of, we've got the door open, It was a little bit of a nightmare, yes, but we were able to do it without damaging a bunch of stuff. And it should all go back together nice and fine. It's time to go ahead and get the door handle itself fixed. So whether you have your child lock on and you can't get your door open, or you can get your door open and you've gone ahead and removed the panel, the next step after removing the panel is to go ahead and go to the side right here. And you see this little tab. You're going to want to get your pry bar or whatever you are using. You're going to want to pop this tab out. There's going to be a 4mm hex head bolt inside of there, and that's what's going to allow you to get this cover off. Some of you BMW owners may have a lock cylinder right here. This is where your lock cylinder is going to go if you have one on the outside, and you're going to want to get that off first so you can go ahead and get your door handle off, and then you can go ahead and get your door handle out from the inside. So your door handle is going to be inside of here. So I'm going to go ahead and pry this off and get in there with my 4mm Allen wrench and get that little bolt out. Alright, and so got a 2-piece cover right here. It's on the side of the door. So you're going to want to pull your middle piece out first, and that'll allow you to pull the second piece out. And just go ahead and stick that back together, set that somewhere safe. And you're doing this because you need to gain access to one of the mounting bolts, and it's going to be inside of there. I'm not real sure if you can see inside of there. It's not going to be straight like this. You're going to have to go at it like so. Okay? So you're going to take a 4mm Allen key, and it's just right there, just like that. And there you go. You're connected on there. And then go ahead and take that off, unscrew that bolt, and what that's going to do is that's going to allow you to remove your lock cylinder or your cover here. Alright, and that's what your bolt's going to look like coming out of there. Get you a magnet or a pair of needle nose pliers once you get it loose, so you can go ahead and pull it out of there. You don't have to worry about dropping it down. So now you should be able to pull out your lock cylinder. I may not be able to do it with one hand. I may need to get 2 hands to pull this out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down. There we go. It's coming out. Alright, once you wiggle it a little bit, get it loose, wham, it'll come right out. And so, as you can see, this one has all keyless entry. So, a lock cylinder would normally go in there. Some of you are going to have a lock cylinder. It's the exact same thing if you have a lock cylinder, just pull it out. Now, next is to get the mounting bolt loose for your outer door handle so you can get the door handle mechanism unbolted and out. Alright, and so what you're going to want to do is take your little pry bar that you're using here and pull this out. And again, this is going to be a 2-hand job. So while you've got that held out, go ahead and get your mounting bolt and stud out of the way. It's going to be an 8mm little bolt, little nut. And then you're going to have a stud that you're going to need to push back in order to get this outer door handle off. So maybe I can wedge this in here like so, one-handed, and give you an idea. Well, I can at least just go ahead and take off the nut for you. And so then you want to take your little pry bar, pry this out, and push that stud back and get that removed too. To give you an idea of how that works, you can see I've got my little screwdriver in here. I use that to push the mounting stud out. And now the way this is going to work is you're going to wiggle this door handle down, and you're going to so basically you're going to grab it and you're going to push it down. You're going to have to wiggle and fight it a little bit to get it loose, but it'll clip out of there, and the door handle is going to swing down, and that's going to unclip it from here, and then you're going to pull it off. Just be gentle with it and patient. And like I said, you can pop that out of there. Now you're going to twist down, and you're going to pull out your outer door handle. At this time, these rubber pieces are gaskets. These are what keep water from getting inside of the door. If they're brittle, if they're hard, or if they're tore, go ahead and make plans on running up and getting some new ones and replacing them. If they're not, don't worry about it. Now your last mounting screw is going to be right here behind this gasket. But you're going to want to leave that in. Don't take that out yet. Our next step is to now go inside. And if you can see inside of here, you want to go ahead and get your linkage disconnected. So where my finger is at right there, pop that off. That's basically a little ball joint. So pop that off. And then up in here, right here where my finger is, you can't see it because of the lighting, is going to be another clip. Go ahead and leave that last mounting bolt in so you can get the leverage that you need to get those pieces off. Alright, let's see if I can give you an example here, an idea. So here you go, if you can see, and where my finger is, that white in there, that's going to be that second clip. And now we've got our linkage off. So now we can go ahead and remove the final mounting bolt in order to get the door handle out. Okay, and so now that we got our last mounting bolt off, there's going to be a trick to getting this door handle out. And in case you're wondering, this is what it looks like inside of there, okay? And so the way to get it out is you want to pull back on this side, pull back, twist it, lift it up, move it over, and then pull it out. So let's see if I can get the camera set up so you can watch this. All right, here goes. So we're going to pull back. Twist down. Lift up, and what we're doing is we're clearing your locking mechanism. Come on, partner. Come out of there. Oh, this door has just really been a nightmare from the get-go. I'm going to pause it because I don't want to run out of video space here. Alright, and so because it's broken and the child lock was on and all that other good stuff, nothing about getting this door handle off. You can see where we're broken at right here, okay? So normally this is pressed together nicely, and you can get this out by dropping and pulling. But if this is broken and this is spread out, I realize you're not going to be able to clear your lock rod, okay? So something I had to do that I have not had to do before was just go in and pull my lock rod out. And that's not real hard to do. You've got a little clip tab in here. Just take a screwdriver, put it in there, push it out, and you'll be good to go. Now installation is going to be the same way. You're going to go in like this. First of all, go ahead and take your new screws out. I've seen two types of these new door handles. The cheap ones do not come with new screws, I've noticed, whereas the good ones, original equipment, do come with new mounting screws. So installation is going to be the same way. You're going to go in like so, lift up, and actually you'll do yourself a favor if you take your cable and just stick it on the inside like that. Lift up and then push back. Hey boy, you ever had one of them days? I'm definitely having one of them days, that's for sure. There you go. And then go ahead and get everything lined back up. There we go. So it's in place. And the first thing you want to do is get your new mounting screw. Get that ready to go. And get that installed. Alrighty folks, well there's nothing easy about this job whatsoever. And you know what? I actually replaced another door handle on this car on the front. It didn't give me as much problems from the child lock being on, trying to get everything off without damaging, to just getting it back in has been something else, let me tell you. So I finally got the new door handle back in. Now from here, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and get your gaskets back on, and then you're going to go ahead and get your door handles back on. Alrighty then, and after a little bit of wrestling, we finally got our door handle installed. We've got our new clip together inside of there with the ball joint on. Let me see if I can get this guy to focus here for you. Focus! You can see it right in there. So we've got that connected. We've got our new bolt in. Now, don't forget to reinstall your gaskets before you do anything else. So that's what I'm going to do next.